Hey guys, and welcome back to another Kandi tutorial. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make a triple X rotator cuff, just like this one here. I'm going to be starting off with showing you guys how to make the triple X base, then how to add on these points, and eventually how to make the Kandi single. My Kandi rotator cuff is inspired by Lemon Demon, and so is the one I'm going to be making today. Now, just a quick side note before we get started. I am using smaller beads as I have run out of my bigger beads, but the process is going to be entirely the same as if you were using bigger beads. Now, the supplies we're going to need are some beads and some string. We're going to start off by cutting a wingspan's length of string, which is from one end of your arm to the other end of your arm. This is a great length to start with. We may have to tie on more string during this project, but I will show you how to do that. Alright, what we're going to do is start on by making a basic Kandi single that consists of a pattern of 2 A's and 1 B bead. What I mean by this is these light blues are going to be my A beads, so I'm going to add 2 of these, and then I'm going to add a darker blue bead, which is going to be my B bead. And I'm going to continue this pattern with 2 A beads and 1 B bead. Now, this Kandi single can be any length as long as it is in multiples of 3. Mine is going to be 30, and I usually work with X bases that are 30 beads long because I know that that is the length that is going to fit my wrist. So, now we're just going to continue this pattern all the way around until we have 30 beads on our string, or however many you are going to do, but it's going to be a multiple of 3. Once again, we're going to add on 2 A beads, 1 B bead, 2 A beads, 1 B bead, 2 A beads, 1 B bead, and we're going to continue this until the Kandi single is long enough. I'm going to add a time lapse, and like I said, I'm going to do 30 beads, which will mean I have 20 A beads and 10 of these B beads. You can do yours however long you like, as long as it is in multiples of 3. Alright, and now that I have all 30 beads on my string, I'm just going to tie this off in a basic square knot. Now, how you do this is you grab one end of each side of the string, you're going to cross your strings over and put one end of the string underneath and pull it nice and tight. And again, cross your strings over, put one end of the string through the loop and pull it nice and tight. I like to do this about 5 times. Alright, now that we've tied our Kandi single off, what we're going to do is just cut this short length of string, not this long one, which we're going to continue using. So take your scissors and just cut the short length of string. Those birds, oh my gosh. It's like they know I'm trying to film a tutorial. Alright, now our string is going to be coming out in between 2 of these beads, in between an A bead and in between a B bead. Now, what you're going to do is take your end of the string and string it through your B bead, just like that, and pull it nice and tight all the way up, just like that. Now, what we're going to do is continue in a pattern of 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead, just like that. So it should look like that on your string, but with whatever colors you're using. Now, we're going to slide these all the way down to the bottom, and so you can see it's coming out of a B bead, so we're going to skip these 2 middle A beads, and we're going to string the end of the string through the next B bead, and we're going to pull it nice and tight, and it should create a bump that looks something like this. And we're going to do it again, so we're going to add on an A bead, then a B bead, then an A bead, just like so. Skip these 2 A beads and go into the next B bead. and pull it all the way through. And it should look something like this. One last time, I'm going to add on an A bead, then we're going to add on a B bead, and then another A bead. Should look something like this. Slide your beads all the way down. Mine got caught on my scissors again. And we're going to go into the next B bead. And we're going to continue this all the way around until we reach this B bead right here. And then I'm going to show you guys how to step it up. I'm going to add a time lapse of me doing this just so it's hopefully a little bit less confusing. Alright, and now what we're going to do is we're going to add on our last 3 beads of this row. So 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. Slide them all the way down to the end of our string, and we're still going to put them through this B bead right here. Just like that. And now we have our string coming out of this B bead right here. What we're going to want to do is string it through this A bead right above it, and then string it through this B bead right above it. Just like so. So it should be coming out one of the B beads on this second layer. And what we're going to do is we can continue the same pattern all the way around again. Just to recap, we're going to add on 1 bead of our A color, 1 bead of our B color, and 1 bead of our A color. Oh, mine fell off. Slide it all the way down to the bottom and go through the next B bead, which is pointing out at the moment. Slide it through, and you can kind of see how these form these little X's. And we're going to do it again. 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. Slide all the way down to the bottom, and then come out through the next B bead. One last time. 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead, like that. Slide it all the way down to the bottom, go through the next B bead, and we're going to continue this all the way around until we reach this bead right here, and then I'll show you how to step it up again. Alright, and now that you've reached here, what we're going to do is add on our last 3 beads of this row, again, in 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. Now, they're coming out of this B bead right here. We're going to go skip this little B bead right here and go through this one right here. Just like so. And, now that it's coming out of this B bead, we're going to go through the A bead above it and then the B bead. Just like so. And now we're going to continue the exact same pattern around again. Just a quick recap one more time. We're going to add on an A bead, a B bead, and an A bead. Skip this middle bead and go through the next B bead that is pointing up. we're going to do this all the way around until we reach this B bead right here, and I will show you how to step it up again. I'm going to show you how to step it up again. I'm just going to flatten all my beads up so it's easier for you to see. Yeah. And again, we're going to add on our 3 beads. We're going to do 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. String that all the way down. And we're going to go through this B bead right here. And then through this A bead and this B bead. Now, I am, if it will stop in focus. Now, as you can see, I'm running low on string, and I want to show you guys how to add more string so you don't panic every time you run out of string in your projects. What I'm going to do is cut another wingspan of string, so from one end of the arm to the other end of my arm, with the other arm, and I'm just going to cut it off. Now, this bit is super easy to do. All we're going to do is take both ends of our string and we're going to tie them together in a double knot. It's exactly the same as a square knot except using 2 ends of string. So wrap it around and put both ends of the string through the loop. I like to do this twice. And then what we're going to do is just cut off all the excess string just up to the knot. And what you can do is you can grab the end of your string now and keep going, just like so. Alright, and now we're just going to continue the exact same thing all the way around again. So 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. And we're going to go through the next B bead that is poking out. And so now we're going to actually be, you can see we've created these 2 X's in our cuff, just like that. And we're going to continue this all the way around again. And we're going to add on our last 3 beads of this row. 1 A bead, 1 B bead, and 1 A bead. Just like that. And we're going to do the exact same thing again. We're going to step it up through this B bead, this A bead, and this B bead. Just like so. So it should be coming out of the top B bead. Now, what you've done the entire way around with the adding 1 A bead, 1 B bead, 1 A bead all the way around and stepping it up. We're going to do that 2 more times. I'm going to add a time lapse and show you how to step it up each time. So again, 1 A bead, 1 B bead, 1 A bead. Skip this bead and through the next B bead. And you're going to continue this all the way around and I'll show you how to step it up again. And now we're going to add on the last 3 beads of this row. Slide it all the way down, go through this B bead, this A bead, and this B bead. And then we're just going to continue this one more time with one A bead, one B bead, one A bead, through the next B bead, all the way around, and then I'm going to show you how to step it up, and we're going to add our last row, which is just going to be a little bit different. Alright, and now we are up to adding on the last 3 beads of this row. We're going to add on one A bead, one B bead, and one A bead. And we're just going to step it up exactly the same as last time. Through the B bead, through the A bead, and through the B bead. Also, if you guys would like subtitles in the next video, please let me know, because I'm totally happy to add them if it helps some people out. Alright, now we're on to the last row. And basically with this, as you can see how we have these 2 beads on our starting row, we're going to replicate this on our top row. So we're going to add 2 beads of our A color, and we're going to put it through the next B bead, just like that. And pull this nice and tight. And we're going to do this all the way around, and I'm going to show you how to tie it off. Once again, 2 A beads, through the next B bead, pull it nice and tight, 2 A beads, through the next B bead, pull it nice and tight, 2 A beads, through the next B bead, and pull it nice and tight. And you're going to continue this all the way around, and I'll show you how to step it up. Alright, and now we're going to add on our last 2 A beads. Mine decided to roll everywhere. And just like before, we're going to come through this B bead. But now, if my beads won't get tangled, we're only going to come up through this A bead. Now that it's coming out of this A bead right here, we're going to tie it up. So what you want to do, pull everything super nice and tight. And tying up the cuffs is a little bit different to tying up a single, because you only have 1 string instead of 2. So I'm going to be showing you how to do it, and hopefully I explain it well. I'm trying my best. So what you have here is you have your beads, and you have this gap between here. You're going to put your end of the string through it and pull it till it creates like a little loop, just like this. You want to keep everything super nice and tight as you do this. Now you hold onto both ends of your string and you just do a square knot. So create a loop, thread one end of the string through the loop and pull it tight. And we're going to do this 3 to 4 times. And then, when you're done tying it all off, you're just going to cut off your excess string, and you have created your triple X base, which is basically the base of this entire project. I'm just making mine stay in shape, and it should look something like this when you're done. Alright, now we're going to be working on adding these little square bits here. These bits are a little bit more confusing, but don't worry, I'm going to help you through it as best I can. Alright, and now that you have your triple X base, I'm just going to place mine up into shape. You're going to want to cut off another wingspan's length of string, and I'm going to grab some different beads for this next part. I'm going to be using some white beads, and some darker blue beads. So you're going to cut off a length of string and just place one end of your string through any of these blue beads here. These bee beads on the top row. Alright, and now what you're going to do is you're going to add on beads in a pattern of 5. So for me, it's going to be, let me see how many beads I have here actually. It's going to be 2 of these dark blue. I'm going to use the lighter blues, so it's easier for you guys to see. 1 of these lighter blue, 1 of these darker blue, a white bead, a darker bead, and a light blue bead. And this doesn't matter, you can do whatever color you want as long as you have 5 beads on your string. You slide these all the way down and you're going to go through the next blue bead here. And pull it nice and tight, and it's going to create this little point. And I'm going to show you again. So I'm going to add 1 light blue bead, 1 dark blue bead, 1 white bead, 1 dark blue bead, and 1 light blue bead. And I'm going to go through the next dark blue bead. And I'm going to show you one last time. 1 light blue bead, 1 dark blue bead, 1 white blue bead, 1 dark blue bead, and 1 light blue bead. And through the next dark blue bead. Just like so. And we're going to do this all the way around until we reach this bead here, and I'll show you how to finish it off. Alright, and now I'm going to show you how to add on the last spike. So, we're going to do the same thing again with 1 light blue bead, 1 dark blue bead, 1 white bead, 1 dark blue bead, and 1 light blue bead. And we're just going to go through the next dark blue bead, like so. And both of our strings are going to be coming out of the same bead. And all you're going to do is tie this off like you would a candy single with a square knot again. So loop the 2 strings over, thread 1 end of the string through. And I'm going to do this 5 times. Then I'm going to cut off the excess string. Fix my X face up. Sometimes they come a little bit out of shape. Anyway, now you have your points all the way around. What you're going to do is grab another wingspan's worth of string. And this next part is a little bit more complicated, but I'll walk you through it. And now, you want to put one end of your string through one of these white beads here. And what you're going to do is add on a dark blue bead to match up here and a light blue bead to match up here. This can be whatever color you want. And what we have is we have this dark blue bead and we have this dark blue bead. I'm going to put this end of the string through this dark blue bead here, pull it nice and tight, and you can see it kind of creates a little bit of an X. Then what we're going to do is add on a light blue bead and a dark blue bead and put it through the next white point and pull it all the way through. See how it's creating this X? Then a dark blue bead, a light blue bead, all the way down through this blue bead right here. So not this one, but this dark blue bead. And pull it all the way down. And you can see how these create these little X's. And again, a light blue bead and a dark blue bead. You can see we're just switching colors as we go along so it matches up. Through the white bead, like so. A dark blue bead this time, and then a light blue bead. That's a light bead. What did I do there? A dark blue bead, a light blue bead, and then come through this dark blue bead here. And you're going to do this all the way around until you reach here, and I'll show you how to tie it off. Alright, now that you've reached here, what you're going to want to do is add on your last two beads. So light blue for me, dark blue, come through this white bead, and tie it off in a square knot. Now you're going to do the exact same thing except for up this top part right here. So you can go back and rewatch the video and come back here when you've done that bit. Alright guys, and for the final step, all we have to do is make our single. So I'm just going to cut up another wingspan length of string. And when you make singles for a rotated cuff, because I used 30 beads for the base, we're going to make the single. We're going to make the single 42 beads long. Now, if you're doing a different amount of beads, just do it all the way until it fits around comfortably around the cuff. But I'm going to be doing 42 because I have done single X rotator. Sorry, a 30 bead rotator. Now, you can do these in whatever pattern you like. I'm just making mine shark colored because it's Jaws themed cuff. So just add on all your beads. If you want to add letters to it, you can as well. I'm going to be adding the word Jaws. Just like that. It's a good length to fit around, so we're just going to tie it off in a square knot. Cut off the excess, and now you can stretch it over your cuff like this. So you've got these middle row where there's nothing, and you can fit on the single X, and now it spins. Alright, and that is the triple X rotator Kandi tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if there's any other types of tutorials you would like in the comment section below. If you could subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment, it would help me so much because I'm trying to get monetized. Share the video if you think you'd know somebody who could use some help with their rotator cuffs, and let me know anything I can do to make these tutorials easier to follow. Thank you! Bye!